Here we are going to see about HTTP client, one of the very key resource of Angular. Let's briefly see about that. Why we need a HTTP or HTTP client? So what is those? Basically, for a project, for a programming language, you need some kind of communications between all the pages or all the files in simple language. So in Angular, we have a process called service. What these services are doing means it will simply connect and speak between these components. It will carry some information from one component to another component and vice versa. So those things will be occurs with the help of services. And another main or majority of purpose is to fetch external data into the Angular and post this Angular data to some uh, external applications. Okay, that's the main use of this. Up to Angular 5 we have HTTP. HTTP is mainly for posting and getting the status from externally and posting it internally. From Angular 6 they introduced HTTP client. So HTTP client is somewhat better than the HTTP. Okay, and in HTTP we have two things: request and response. So we have method signatures for this. Okay, so we can use observables to make utilize these HTTP client functions, and through this we can call the general service methods, or else we can call it as REST API methods, REST methods, get, put, post, delete, headers methods. So we have here a JSON method which is passing everything as a JSON, and we have a JSON P method. So it will be working as getting a dispatched thing for the request and response that will be happening with the help of JSON P method, and get method will get the values from the particular external resource, and post method will push all the resources into into a complete package like a JSON file or a text file or an XML file, and pushes it to the external application to store in it like a database, something like that, through a common medium like REST API server, REST server, or SOAP, like that. Okay, here we have a simple example. I have only given the key things that are needed. In the first thing, we have imported a HTTP client from the Angular common HTTP header, and we have a constructor to initialize these to get an object from this HTTP client, an HTTP. And third thing is we have a get method which is invoked through the HTTP, and likewise post method, JSON method, and JSON P method, and all. Okay, we have HTTP and we have HTTP client. HTTP client has more features than HTTP. So I already told you, like REST methods, right? Service methods, get, post, put, delete. Those methods will be enabled with this help of this HTTP. And HTTP client is separately rewritten by this common module. We have a separate module for this HTTP, and we can use the observables to make use of this one. Or we can also use some async await processes or simple promises to utilize this one. HTTP client, what it does in JavaScript, we have a XML HTTP request. In jQuery also we have it in different formats. That's a basic for having a AJAX call over the or getting the data from the external application or posting. That is already enabled within this HTTP client. So it will just use it as an external factor and utilize it. It's nothing complicated. We have already seen about that. The same thing is here, and we have an interceptor, so which will be used to which will be used to modify or change the value of the request during this process. That is to an advantage of this one. Thanks for the support team. Thanks. Wish you all the very best.